Oh, hi! This week I'm going to make a Flotsam Jetsam infinity scarf for the lovely Meghan Tonjes. I'm going to Nerdcon really soon, and Meghan Tonjes is one of my favorite online creators, and she's going to be speaking at a couple panels. I think she's performing at one of the concerts, and I've never seen her perform before, so I'm super pumped about that. She does a podcast called Adventures in Roommating with her roommate, Keith, and a couple times she has mentioned how much of a bad bitch Ursula from Little Mermaid is. And it's going to be cold as fuck late February in Boston, so I thought I'd make a warm Ursula-themed accessory. Alright, enough gushing, let's get to the fucking project. Here's what you need! It seems like the growlers have less of an oomph when you open them. This is Remy's Rye IPA from Rockingham Brewing Company. Usually IPAs are more like a bright yellow color, but when they add rye in with the other grains, it makes it more of a red color and it gives it that spice. The main thing you're gonna need is some kind of bluish greenish fabric. The warmer the better. Now I have never worn these. These are maybe the least attractive pajama pants I've ever seen. You're also going to need 3 colors of fabric scraps. You're going to need some black for the pupils, yellow because each of them has one yellow eye, and then some white. Tools you'll need are scissors, pins, sewing machine, matching thread. Let's fucking do it! You obviously don't have to do this if you're just buying a measurement of fabric, but I opened up the pant legs. I have this folded in half inside out. I'm just going to kind of freehand a design. I want their noses to come to a point so I can have them meet in the middle and just have it be a straight line instead of some like crazy jagged eel nose looking shape. So I'm just gonna draw basically a big diagonal line and cut that out. This is going from a point all the way to just like a flat straight line at the back. So when you open it, it should be an even bigger triangle because that's how science works. Just gonna match that to the other pant leg. Go ahead and pin and clip those edges together because you're gonna be stitching along this anyway. And then lay it on top of your other side and then just mark the edge of all that. And then just cut that same shape out. Tracing. Tracing is the word I was looking for. My bad. This shit's like 9%. So even though I told you to clip these edges together, we're actually going to attach the wide ends together first. So make sure it's right sides together and then run that through the sewing machine. Whatever stitch you want to use should be fine. So the wide parts have been stitched together. Now I'm just clipping the really long open edge shut and run that under the sewing machine. Do leave yourself a gap somewhere in the middle or anywhere along the length because you're going to have to flip all of this right sides out. I don't know if this is the proper way to do it, but this helps me when I'm sewing stuff with a pointy end like this fucking thing, is I'll start stitching a little further down so it's not this little point. Otherwise, this, as just happened, kind of gets jammed down into the bobbin area down here. So I'll stitch the rest of it and then come back and flip it and just pull it through this way so you have something to be grabbing. Alright, now flip that shit right sides out. Hopefully you remember to give yourself a gap. Also, hopefully that gap is big enough because I don't know if this one is. Once everything's right sides out and you've pushed the corners out, I just took a pen and rammed it in there to make it real pointy. Just fold the edges of your gap in and stitch that shut either by hand or machine. If you're doing it by machine, just keep the straight stitch as close to the edge as possible and it'll blend in as much as it can. We are going to Mobius strip this shit. So have everything out straight and flat and flip one over and then line up the edges. Should mirror each other and go corner to corner. So I have these just barely overlapping each other. I'm going to do a straight stitch as close to the edge as possible, making sure I'm catching both sides. So I went over both edges super close. So now there's kind of 2 lines going on, which as far as you know was on purpose. It's perfect actually because I was going to do an extra line of stitching for their mouths I guess. I need a place for a little tooth to go. I have cut out 2 little tiny teeth pieces right under that line, one on each side, a yellow eye with a black pupil and a white eye with a black pupil. I think I'm going to hand stitch all of that on because they're too little that I'm definitely going to mangle it with the machine. I did lots and lots of hand stitching. A little snaggle teeth in place. Does it all make sense now? I hope so, because we're done! And I made this one long enough. You'll flip it over twice and have it like real cozy, or have it more like a shawl and have a little creepy eel lurking up your boob. I dropped one of my little drug vials of glitter. Megan, if you're watching this, I was the chick that sent the glitter dick necklace, so I'm sorry / you're welcome.